A long time ago, the world was filled with people who had turned away from God. They were no longer kind to one another, and they did not listen to God's teachings. But among all the people, there was one man who remained faithful. His name was Noah. Noah loved God with all his heart. He obeyed God's commands and he lived a life that pleased the Lord. Because of this, God decided to speak to Noah and give him an important task, one that would change the world forever. One day, God said to Noah, "Noah, the world has become full of wickedness, and people have turned away from me. I am going to send a great flood to wash away the evil and start anew. But because you are faithful, I will save you and your family. I want you to build a great ark, a massive boat, to keep you, your family, and the animals safe." Noah listened carefully to God's instructions. The ark had to be huge, big enough to fit 2 of every kind of animal, 1 male and 1 female. Without hesitation, Noah obeyed God. He and his family worked tirelessly, sawing the wood, hammering the nails, and building the ark exactly as God had told them. As Noah worked, people around him laughed and made fun of him. But Noah did not listen to their mocking. After many years, the ark was finally finished. It stood tall and mighty, just as God had commanded. Then something amazing happened. From every part of the land, animals began to arrive, just as God had said. Lions and lambs, elephants and birds, giraffes and zebras, all came in pairs and walked into the ark. Noah and his family guided them inside, making sure they had a place to rest and food to eat. When all the animals were safely aboard, God called Noah and his family to enter the ark as well. Then God himself shut the great door of the ark. The skies began to darken, and suddenly the first drops of rain began to fall. At first it was just a drizzle, but soon the rain poured down in great sheets from the heavens. Thunder roared and lightning flashed across the sky. The waters rose higher and higher, covering the land, the trees, and even the tallest mountains. The great flood had begun. For 40 days and 40 nights, the rain continued to fall. The whole world was covered in water. But inside the ark, Noah, his family, and all the animals were safe. The ark floated on the vast ocean of water, moving wherever God directed it. Then one day, the rain stopped. The clouds began to part, and the sun shone once more. But even though the rain had ended, the earth was still covered in water. Noah waited patiently. He sent out a raven to see if the land was dry, but the raven found no place to rest. Then he sent out a dove, but it also returned because there was no dry land. After a few more days, he sent out the dove again, and this time, it came back with an olive leaf in its beak. Noah knew that the water was going down. A few days later, he sent the dove again, and this time, it did not return. The land was finally dry. God spoke to Noah and said, "Come out of the ark, you and your family, and let the animals go free so they may fill the earth once again." Noah and his family stepped out onto dry ground, breathing in the fresh air. The animals ran joyfully, stretching and playing as they explored their new home. Noah knew that God had kept his promise and had protected them through the great flood. Then Noah built an altar to God and gave thanks. He worshiped God for his mercy and his faithfulness. And in that moment, God made a promise, a covenant with Noah. God said, "Never again will I flood the entire earth. As a sign of my promise, I will place a rainbow in the sky." And just as he said, a beautiful rainbow stretched across the sky, shining with colors of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet. It was a symbol of God's everlasting promise and love for his people. Noah and his family rejoiced, knowing that God is always faithful. Even when the world was filled with trouble, Noah chose to trust and obey, and because of that, God saved him and gave the world a new beginning. And just like Noah, we can always trust in God's promises, for he is faithful and full of love. Genesis 9:13, "I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it will be the sign of the covenant between me and the earth." Did you enjoy this story? Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new Bible story. And tell us in the comments, what was your favorite part of today's story? See you next time.
Noah looked up to the sky, saw those clouds rolling by, built a boat with his bare hands, saved the world from sinking sands. Animals from every land, 2 by 2 in a grand plan. On that ark through stormy night, they sailed on by the moonlight. 40 days of rain did fall, but love and hope, they answered the call.
up to the trees, but Noah's faith eased the seas, guided all with steady hand to a place where they could land. Mountains peaked above the blue, found a home where skies were new. Dry land gave them all